Holy shit, I think I don't have any. I don't want to craft them. Oh, fuck me. Hello everyone, and welcome to Waste of Dust. To a deck where we have exactly 0 new cards. Well, you know, it's really dust effective, you know. I mean, it features legendaries that rotated out 15 years ago that you'd have to craft and enter the Colosseum, which has never seen play. And it has Mimron's head, so you know, it's actually really expensive now that I think about it. So don't craft this deck. Not only does it have no new cards, but the cards it does have rotated, and will rotate in the next cycle. So, but this is quite fun and wild, let me tell you that, which is where we play all our games. So, let's have a brief look at the deck then, shall we? So we have Glowtron, a 1 mana 1/3 magnetic card. It's a mech, so it has magnetic, and that's its primary purpose. It's not good to play it raw dog, but you can if you want, because it has quite good stats. A 1 mana 1/3 is nothing to scoff at, so it's good board presence against aggro. It can be used to attach to Mechano Egg to give Mechano Egg some attack, but we'll get to that. And it can be used to attach to Mech Warper on turn 2 to create a 3 mana 3/6. Eat your heart out, Tunnel Trog and Totem Golem, because there's another busty boy in the house. So that's kind of its purpose, is magnetism and a good body that can counter aggro. And it can, in the late game, it can attach to other mechs and deal a tiny bit of damage and give more health for trading. But that's all of magnetism, really. Skaterbot, 1 mana 1/1 magnetic rush mech. It attaches to minions to give them rush and perhaps take back the board, which is really what this deck is lacking, is the ability to take back the board. And this is the chance. You can attach this to a Mech Warper and kill their 1 mana worm. Oh wait, it's 2 mana now. Fuck you, mage. That's its general purpose, and it can do a bit of chip damage again. Crystology, draw 2 1-attack minions from your deck. So first, it's a low-carb diet. It thins your deck really, really good. And it takes the trash out. In the late game, these cards are none too useful. But they're actually quite useful when you draw them from the deck for instant use. So that's why Crystology is in here. Thins the deck, and it gets you sometimes some small chip damage and magnetism. 2 mana 2/3 Mech Warper. Your mechs cost 1 less. Man, turn 1s have never looked so spicy. Sometimes if you've got the coin, you can coin out Mech Warper into Glowtron and win the game on turn 1. It's just that easy, folks. Just draw like a boss and you win the game. It's even better than Tunnel Trog. We all know how bad that was. And for later use, it can be used to make some of these minions cheaper so that you can actually play them. So if it survives, it's really good. It can do some insane stuff in the early game. It's got a good body. And it's a big threat, so your opponent will have to remove it. Shielded Minibot. It's a Divine Shield mech, 2 mana 2/2. It sticks really well to the board. Like, dealing with it is so frustrating. It's like doing taxes. But getting rid of it for your opponent is hard, and that's the reason why it's in your deck. It'll often survive a turn, which will allow you to magnetize to it. It's good. Bronze Gatekeeper. It's a 3 mana 1/5 magnetic taunt. Yeah, this one's in here because there needs to be some taunt minions. This is the perfect excuse for it. It can attach to, say, Mechano Egg, so that your opponent actually has to attack the Mechano Egg, thus triggering it. And it can just give a lot of health to a minion, like Shielded Minibot, and then Bronze Gatekeeper on 3 is an insane body. And it's only 3 mana, and it can be played cold turkey against aggro to just absorb some damage, as Taunt tends to do. So here we have a Noyo module, 4 mana, 2/4 Magnetic Divine Shield Taunt Mech. It's just another mech to put on the pile. Again, it's quite sticky, so you'll have to wash your hands after playing this one. First of all, it helps trade up with the Divine Shield that it gives you, and then it provides Taunt afterwards, so it can, you know, stop damage to face. It can protect other minions. It's really sticky, and it's okay if you play it on its own. It's not going to kill you. Piloted Shredder, 4 mana, 4/3, Death Rattle. Summon a random 2-cost minion. It's got Death Rattle, which summons another minion. So your opponent will have to, at the very least, trade in with 2 minions in order to get this done. It's incredibly sticky. And if it does indeed stick to the board, then you can magnetize to it. It's good stuff all around. Cobalt Guardian, 5 mana, 6/3 mech. Whenever you summon a mech, gain Divine Shield. It's hard to find turns to play this, but once this is down on the board, man, does this do work. This interaction works that if you magnetize a mech to Cobalt Guardian, it actually does give you Divine Shield. So it's just a matter of playing a 5 mana 6/3, which is dreadful. Oh god, Rabid Worgen was a, I don't know why I remember that card specifically, was a 4 mana 6/3, and it never saw play, and here's one for 1 more mana. But the important thing is, once you play it, it can trade up against other minions without dying. Every time a mech is used, it gets even better. Magnetizing to it is great. Summoning with Kangor's Endless Army rebuffs this. It can be used for trading. Excellent damage. It's just a matter of getting it on the board. Meccano Egg, 5 mana, 0/5. Death Rattle, summon an 8/8 Robosaur, and it's a mech. The 5-drop slot in this deck is really, really slow. Really slow. Watching paint dry and grass dry, and mountains growing each year by at least a centimetre. This does nothing on the turn you play it, but with magnetism it creates a really sticky body. Again, that's what we're looking for, to interfere with the board. If someone wants to try and get rid of it with AoE, then an 8/8 comes out. If it dies, then you can resummon it with Kangor's Endless Army. If you buff it, it just becomes a monstrosity. So there's plenty of good reasons to keep it, but it is a bit slow. Mimiron's Head. It's a 5 mana, 4/5 mech. At the start of your turn, if you have at least 3 mechs, destroy them all and form VO7TRON. You would be surprised at the rate at which this occurs. It seems hard to be able to stick 3 minions to the board consistently. And at that point, why wouldn't you just keep them alive and push for board pressure? Good point. Guess I'm taking the card out of the deck now. No, I'm not. Oh, not actually. This creates a lot of spice and variety, and Mimiron's Head actually completes games, because what it does is it summons VO7TRON, which is a mech, so you can magnetize to it, and it's got Mega Wind Fury, so it can attack 4 times. And it has 4 attack and 8 health. So if you buff it up, you can do up to like 32 damage in a single turn. Yes, it has an absurd requirement of keeping 3 minions alive on board, but if you've got stuff like Kangor's Endless Army, just random junk that you've put down, it will happen. It's not uncommon. And then you just win the game. So it's a win condition. And it's a mech. Solemn Vigil, 5 mana. Draw 2 cards, costs 1 less for each minion that died this turn. Often this deck is looking to trade and win on board so it can get in that damage. Solemn Vigil is okay for that. It's not the best, you may want to substitute it for some cheaper draw, but I found that the deck kind of ran out of steam and needed a bit of draw to just keep it going. And with the amount of trading I was doing, I just felt like this card could do alright. Very rarely will it be 0 costs, sometimes it happens, other times it's just draw 2 cards, which isn't the worst. but it can be replaced with other draw cards. Ziliax. It's a 5... You don't need me to read this card, you've seen it everywhere by now, but I'll read it to you. 5 mana, 3/2, Mech, Magnetic, Divine Shield, Taunt, Lifesteal, Rush. It's got just about everything, except my respect. Well, maybe it does, because I'm running it in almost every deck. It just has so much. It's the Tar Creeper of this generation. It's, first of all, it's got Divine Shield, and it's got Lifesteal, so it's a good heal. And it trades, so it's good for that. It's got Rush, so it's instant. You just can't go wrong with this card. And it's a mech, so you can build upon it with other mechs. Just, if you haven't already, just craft this card, man. Enter the Colosseum. 6 mana. Destroy all minions except each player's highest attack minion. I felt like when the board was kind of lost, this deck was done for. And this is to kind of counter that. Because sometimes there are really high attack minions that you have as the mech deck. Because you've built up this massive mech, but they've gone wide on the board. And it's like, oh, well, I guess I just lose then. And it's sad. It's dreadfully sad. But with Enter the Colosseum, you can just get rid of an entire wide board and shoot for the face. That's the theory. It doesn't work a heck of a lot. It could be substituted for Shrink Ray, just about anything else. But Enter the Colosseum seemed like it fit the deck, with Magnetic being about building tall minions, and its weakness being wide boards. And this being AoE against wide boards, that keeps your tall minions. So, that's the theory behind it. Sunkeeper Turim. 6 mana, 3/7 Taunt, Battlecry. Set all other minions attack and health to 3. Where do I start with my gushing for this card? Well, first of all, it acts as soft removal, because you can just turn an 8 mana 8/8 into a lowly 3/3, and you could buff up your own tiny tokens into 3/3s to trade with them, or to deal chip damage to face and win. And it's got Taunt. And its health is 7, so it doesn't die to, say, 2 3/3s. It has to take 3 3/3s. It's a shame he's out now. It's a mighty shame. I will miss you, my dude, as I continue to play Wild and not miss you because I'm using you every day. Okay, Kangor's Endless Army. 7 mana, resurrect 3 friendly mechs. They keep any magnetic upgrades. This is the gist of this deck. So you magnetize and create big minions. Your opponent has to deal with them. And then you Kangors, and your opponent can't deal with them, and they die. It's a lot of value. It's like a mini N'Zoth, but it's 7 mana. It's pretty good. And if you've got Lifesteal, if you've got a Ziliax attached to a thing, you can get Rush. And there's a lot of insane shit you can do with Kangor's Endless Army, but the idea is to generate a lot of value. Ragnaros Lightlord. 8 mana, 8/8. At the end of your turn, restore 8 health to a damaged friendly character. It's an elemental. You don't have to have this card. I really like it though, so I'm going to keep it. Sometimes it works especially well, like as it's a magnetized deck, as I've said, you build tall boards rather than wide boards. And when you're trading with tall minions, sometimes their health gets pretty low. Ragnaros comes in and he instantly wins the game. Or he comes in and heals the wrong character and you instantly lose the game. But you know, it's the thought that counts. Uther of the Evan Blade. 9 mana, Battlecry. Equip a 5/3 lifesteal weapon, and it gives you 5 armor. If you don't remember, because you have short-term memory loss, my deepest apologies, but the hero power is 2 mana, the 4 horsemen. Hero power, summon a 2/2 horseman. If you have all 4, destroy the enemy hero. The reason this is in the deck is because It allows you to get back on board a bit with the lifesteal weapon, which is a 5/3. So it helps you take control of the board, and it heals, and it gives you armor, and on top of that, probably best of all, it's a win condition. So if you just keep playing your hero power, eventually your enemy hero will die. Hopefully. In the whole time I've played this game with Uther of the Ebon Blade, it has happened once, and I could have gone lethal another way, but it's a win condition. Someday it will come in handy. I guarantee it. And that is the deck. Welcome to Scrapped. There are two classes that I despise playing against. Shaman and Priest. I don't know if we want Skaterbot just yet. We're going to hold on to it and hope that we get another mech to synergize. Okay, Shielded Minibot is a fine synergy. We're going first. Thing is, we don't want Skaterbot polluting our pool for the Kangor's Endless Army, so we're not going to play at turn 1. And it's far better in the late game anyway, now that I think of it, because it gives your minions a rush. That's its purpose. So if you see Skaterbot in hand, don't impulsively feel the need to play it down. Oftentimes that's actually worse than if you kept it in hand. So Shielded Minibot, he thinks, oh god, it's Secret Paladin, why? What do we have here? Okay, you know what we're gonna do? That's what we're gonna do. Yes. So we're gonna do this. This is the power of Mech Warper, ladies and gentlemen. We instantly won that fight for no effort, and we got an incredibly strong board for it. What can I say? Just too good at drawing cards, I suppose. Oh. Just hope he doesn't have Hex. Like, if he did, I'm shedding tears. Get your tissues ready. Don't be Hex. It's not Hex. This looks like a Murloc deck without the quest. Props to him. Oh. Now, we're not gonna start... Oh my god. We're actually gonna create another minion instead. Because we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket, so to speak. And we just hope he doesn't have Devolve or Hex. If he does, well, thank you for coming, folks. I'm off to the abattoir. That is to say, I'm off to Hearthstone to get slaughtered by decks that are infinitely better than mine. No freeze, please. Okay, okay. Get ourselves a bit of draw action. That's not great, admittedly. Oh, look at the draw engine. That's more like it. Converting stored energy. Look at that shit. We're actually going to trade into the Murloc here, so that he can't buff it up with some card. Like, I don't know of any Murlocs that give Hex, so I think we should be fine, right? Again, I think that... Well, that's an instant target to take care of. We're first going to do this. He really should have put the poisonous on this one, so I would have had to make a decision between the two. But, you know, fair game to him. So if I do this, how much money will I have left? Okay, I won't have enough to do both. Typically, it's a bit better to draw. We can apply this pressure anytime we want, so let's draw now. Oh, we still can. Enter the Colosseum. It might be relevant. Like, it doesn't actually do anything for Meccano Egg, which is good. It triggers... It does. It triggers Meccano Egg by destroying it. But the destruction of the Meccano Egg is not something to be sad over. Okay, he builds a big board. We enter the Colosseum. That's more like it. Oh, we don't even have to do that, apparently. Oh, you know what we can do? Yeah, this is what we're going to do instead. I'm going to attack in here. Going to enter the Colosseum. We're going to put down Mech Warper. And we're going to kill him. As far as turns go, that was...
Let's rate that turn, shall we? I would say, personally, that must have been at least a 7 or 8 out of 10.
It's a formidable board to be looking at. We're going to hold on to Kangors for a little while. I want to buff up Mech Warper first and foremost. Because I don't want a 2-mana 2/3 in my pool. God. Alright. Here's where we come to the incredibly annoying part, which is... we're still going to have to deal with these to make sure that they don't buff up and do really annoying shit. But now we're starting to seize the board. Just throw everything on there. Like, even with Devolve, which is a terrible card against us. Yep, we did it. We still would have been fine there. Match 1. Done. Oh my god, is it the same guy? Well, we know what his deck is this time. We gotta go fast and make sure that we keep him down in the dumps and destroy him. Okay, come on, 1 cost meeting.
Nature's blessings upon you.
I don't think he has Savage Roar, so we can just kind of go in. We've got a bit of a faster hand this time. Less reactive, more proactive. token, just start pushing face. Maybe he has naturalized, but if he did, he probably would have played it last turn, right? Probably should have played Ziliax there on his own to get through that. Push damage to face. Looks like the face race is going to be important. It wasn't the space race, it was the face race. Oh god, man. Do it. Do it, pussy. We're just going to go straight to the head. Dome him.
Well played.
Converting stored energy.
Well, if you can deal with that, we're fucked. If you can't, then he's fucked. Okay. Is this enough? Nope. But it's sure as hell enough to do this.
Unity, precision, perfection. Primitive.
Yeah, we're gonna make it wider. Taller, sorry.
Primitive.
So, he's got problems.
Rot into my core.
A wild miscalculation. A wild miscalculation.
What, dude?
Well played. Time grows short.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Primitive. Reporting for duty.
Ah, dude, that sucks. Now he's getting out of range. That sucks. Need to draw more cards.
The battle. Converting stored
Okay,
energy.
it's another one. Come on, my dude. Get in range. I want to lethal you.
The light's justice has failed.
Ah, this guy is gonna drive me fucking nuts. Well, Hadronox next turn, or the turn after that. We only have like a couple of turns before we are absolutely screwed. So what we're gonna do is this.
The time has come. I return. Fall by my hand.
Okay, if Enter the Colosseum was 1 mana cheaper, it would be fucking beastly. Out of all the cards,
Let's see.
Hadronox is the worst.
The circle of life is over.
He just keeps armoring up, that motherfucker.
Death is eternal. My turn is not.
Oh, goody. There we are.
Hurry up.
Fall by my
On
hand.
guard. Weapons ready. Rotten to my core.
So we could finish this one of a couple of ways. We could either... we could either hero power to win the game, or continue doing this. Dude, in terms of like the least fun decks of all time, you make the top one. In fact, you are the least fun deck to fight against. Okay.
Behold the magnificent hero command unit. Weapons ready.
No peace, no rest.
There we are. Hopefully that'll take... it'll take a couple of these death rattles and not the main focus. Please. Please, Mimron, be gentle with me. Is he still not drawn Hadronox? Well, good thing his deck has like 400 taunts.
A tangled web.
Come on, Mimron. All right. First, we're going to try and draw. There we go. Skaterbot. Dude, if you make it out of this one, just kill me. So as you can see, the draw engine was quite good there.
A tangled web.
Dude, what? Why are you? You eat me, eat me.
I can rest now.
Done. Woo! That was a round. Okay, that's just some of the power of this deck. I didn't even reach full power. I wasn't even charging that whole time. I was just kind of like shrinking my muscles a little bit, so I didn't show them too much. But that's Waste of Dust. Thanks, everyone. I will see you next time. And oh, don't craft this deck.